This is Brunch, Blaze, and Babbitt,
where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back,
spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Roger, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired.
Right? It's like, you know, remember when the weather was like, it had hit like that 70, really, right? And we was out here just being fancy free and just carefree and looking good, people in their shorts and shit. And then it dropped back down to 40 degrees. I'm tired all over again. I feel like I just went through winter all over.
The weather is not even like the big piece, is because we just did this Oscar season. I literally have not slept because I spent the last 4 days trying to make sure I saw everything.
Oh my
God. Saw all the awards.
You know what? You're right. I need to ask you, are you okay? Because I know how you get during award season. You go in, like, from all the way back, girl, to the Golden Globes. You go hard.
I watch things I didn't want to.
You always watching shit you don't want to watch. You should be traumatizing yourself.
Brunchers, I watch it so you don't have to.
That's true. That's true. And I always, and I should have learned after last season, after we did the award season, you needed like a respite. Like you needed to I can't look at nothing else. Let's do music. I need to listen to music because I'm just, you watch so much content. But now you got my ass doing it because I watch all the Best Picture nominees.
I literally, before Oscar season even started, I started watching all the things that were eligible. I tried to watch every movie that was eligible for nomination.
That is true. You told me you were going to do that this year. And you okay? Blink twice. Blink twice if you're not all right. All right. But we here, okay? You have made it through.
How was your brunch?
Brunch was actually really good. So this is like the culmination of a bunch of high holy observances for many different religions, right? And one of them, it's not a religion, but Lunar New Year, and in this case, Tibetan New Year. I have a few friends who are Tibetan, and so I ended up having a brunch with them to bring in the New Year, and I cannot pronounce half the stuff that I ate, but it's the same stuff, but just their style, like the dumplings, but it's Tibetan, and the way they prepare and season the meats. It was really quite wonderful. The vegetarian dishes, Tibetan vegetarian dishes, are really, really excellent. And then they had this really calm kind of chai butter tea, which is exactly what it sounds like. It was probably the most relaxing but wonderfully spiced food I've had in a long time. So I had a Tibetan meal for my brunch, and it was excellent.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to be culture red.
All right, well, that sounds, well, you don't have to try. You usually are cultured.
Oh, Sugarfoot. Well, how was your brunch? What you had?
I saw our good friends over here at Slutty Vegan.
You returned to the vegan. I mean, go to the Slutty Vegan.
I went over here to our good friends at Slutty Vegan and had me their version of a Philly cheesecake called the Philly cheesesteak. Called the Hollywood Hooker.
I've had that. It is really excellent.
It's so good. It's delicious.
It's one of those sandwiches that's like, are y'all fooling with me? Y'all messing with me?
Is this really?
This is so good. Yeah, it's the bomb.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you?
I'm at a nice 7 because I'm really want to like gear into this episode today. I'm at a nice 7. I'm feeling real strong. Where you at?
I'm at a 7.5.
Oh, you about to go up. You about to go in on this episode. I am so excited because I know you got a lot to damn say about this.
We about to have a good old time.
We about to have a good time.
You want to tell the people what we're talking about today?
So listen, brunches, we have just all experienced the Oscars, right? The culmination of the award season. And it started with the Golden Globes, on to the BAFTAs, side eye over there. Then the renamed, but not so new Actors Awards, and then finally the Oscars. Now, specifically talking about the Oscars, there was tons of nominations, but none more high profile than Sinners, which landed 16 history-making nominations, and we were here for all of it.
Mhm.
Now, yes, there were other incredible performances, like truly incredible performances and efforts made by Black folks in other movies, works, efforts, you name it. And in fact, this year's Oscars was really set up, what I believe, for some truly historic moments, particularly for Black folks and the Black contingency in the cohort there. Now, we've experienced the Oscars. History was made, but my question is, though, for whom?
Mhm.
And when we look back at this year's Oscars, like we do every year, did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? Was it better? Well, you know what? You know how we do over at Brunch Plays and Babble. Roger and I are about to talk about it. Now, the first time we talked about it, we called the Oscars unseasoned. Rightfully so, like unseasoned.
Right.
This episode, we titled it The Oscars Lightly Seasoned.
Mm.
And baby, when we say a dash
A dash, honey.
of pepper.
Okay.
Ain't no
Dash.
smoked paprika on this shit. It is just a dash of pepper.
It's a Mrs. Dash.
I mean the old kind before she started using lemon pepper. The
Okay.
old Mrs. Dash.
Okay. That regular
Matt.
original Mrs. Dash original with no salt.
With no low sodium for the people in the so the Oscars lightly seasoned.
Okay.
We about to get into it.
I think it's time for us to pull back the
curtain.
So listen.
Oh my.
Let's talk about how we got here. So there is this was a tough year. There were some really of all the years that I watched the Oscars, like this was the year where there were some really great films that were out this year.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that was super present to everyone at the top of the year of 2025 was the incredible movie of Sinners that by hands down still is the best movie I had seen in 2025.
Period. It's still at the top of my list. Agreed.
And we often talk about how like the Oscars is at the pinnacle of what great film is. And I think as audience members, people don't understand the difference between an entertaining film and a work of art. And
bitch, you just said something right there.
And entertainment and art are not the same thing. And there are very few films that can be both. They can both be a piece of a work of art that makes you feel something and entertaining. And Sinners is one of those few original films of our time that did that. Agreed. So in this, as we think about that being in this year, let's also think about the tone of what the Oscars was this year. So this year is the 10th anniversary of the Oscars So White hashtag.
Interesting.
The original Oscars So White hashtag
that was a decade ago.
Was tweeted by April Reign in January of 2015 after she saw the Oscar nominations and first hashtagged Oscars So White, they asked to touch my hair was her original hashtag. And it became, and as the following, because that year in 2015, all the acting nominations were all white. And then the following year, the same thing happened, which established a pattern. And there was a firestorm, a called tension after the fact of 2 years in a row of all white nominations. The Academy started to receive heat in both industry media. So the industry media outlets that actually talk about Hollywood and social media, they were catching heat. And it wasn't getting any better. So the Academy started, that same year while they're getting all of this heat is the same year that they have Chris Rock become the host of the Oscars that year. So Chris Rock is the host. He's and it's the first time he's hosting. And so there's also, this is before the slap. the first year that he hosts, he gets up and he does it. And he also has like the very offensive Asian joke where he brings out a bunch of Asian children to represent the accountants that are counting the votes.
Oh, that's right.
So, you know,
Was this 2017? Because this is also when they effed up the Best Picture award
yes,
for our movie.
Absolutely.
So, because I didn't forget that.
So, in the response to the whole Oscars So White, there is the Oscars responds by doubling its membership of women and tripling its membership of color.
That's right. I remember you telling me.
So by 2021, the Academy announces its representation and inclusion standards for Best Picture category, which did not go into effect until 2024. So
what?
Yeah, so they wanted to give.
Did we know this?
So they wanted to give everyone a runway in 2021. In 2020, I believe they voted for it. 80% of the Academy approved voting for this new representation and inclusion standards. It went into effect by 2024. You would not be considered for Best Picture if you did not fulfill these standards. Whole lot of backlash. Everyone was like, hey, you're policing what filmmakers can make. And I was like, that's not what's happening. What's happening is you can make whatever film you're going to make. We just not going to celebrate it as Best Picture.
And they were not having that. They were not having
it. But what makes me understand that we are in the place that we are right now, if we take a closer look at those standards. So let's talk about those standards. So there's 4 standards. In order to be considered for Best Picture, you have to fulfill 2 of the 4 standards.
Okay, what's the 4th? Okay, hit me with them.
So first standard A was on-screen representation. So at least 2 people have to star in a starring role from a underrepresented community, and that the underrepresented community will be the same throughout all 4 standards. And those 4 groups will be women, people of color, LGBTQ, and physically or mentally disabled.
Okay.
Those are the 4 groups that encompass underrepresented.
And they have to be in the film starring.
So 2. So it can. So
at least 2. Oh, at least 2.
So gotcha. At least 2 in starring roles, or the overall cast has to be 30% of underrepresented group.
Ah, shit. Okay, there's the caveat.
Okay.
I see it. Okay, I'm with you on that one.
That's standard. That's standard number 1. Standard number 2 is creative leadership and department heads. So you have to have at least 2 underrepresented groups as department heads. So you have to have at least a woman, LGBTQ,
somebody with a marginalized
of color, somebody with a marginalized identity needs to be head of costume, head of
production, cinematography,
yes,
or editing,
yes.
So I over that too. Sorry,
and the same thing. And same thing applies in this same standard. Like you have to have a department head, and for that so in the first one, it can be either or. For the second one, you have to have at least 2 a department head, and at least 30% have to be of an underrepresented.
Hey, I'm here for it. That's so wild. DEI be damned, right? But these are still the standards. Hey.
Okay. And so that's how you have to fulfill standard 2. Okay. So standard 3 is industry access and opportunities. Okay. So what that means is interns, paid apprentices and interns, that same at least 2 people.
Okay.
At least 2 people. And so audience development. So like film distribution, the the head of film or whatever film distribution that you're using, whatever a studio exec has to fulfill
I see.
one of these things.
Okay.
Now remember, you only have to fulfill 2 of these 4
yeah.
standards.
You mean yeah. So this keep going.
It's so easy to fulfill these standards. All white movies like The Irishman.
Wait. What was the fourth one?
Oh, the
said
fourth
3.
one was audience development. So the third one was
okay.
interns. The
So let
fourth
me
one
ask
is
you this
audience.
question. So if I
Yes.
were to do, okay,
Uh-huh.
now that you gave into it, if I did audience development and I
Uh-huh.
did intern,
Yeah,
right?
you fulfill
But
it.
I fulfilled it. So that means my whole cast could be white, my cinematographer, my production head, my sound, the person over sound, they all can be white, all white men.
Well,
But as long
actually, the whole thing can be white as long as you got some women in there.
damn. So
The whole thing could,
this is ugly.
the whole thing could be all men as long as you got some gay ones in there.
Well, but if I fulfill my requirements of, like, let's say I have this whole straight man casted movie, but I'm developing a gay audience, I could get that's fulfilling a requirement. Not that it would work.
If a queer man is ahead of my distribution,
That
and
a woman is
and a woman is my studio exec, I fulfill that standard.
Wow. So
if I got some interns, actually, the easiest way to fulfill it is number 2.
Intern.
No, the easy way to fulfill it is creative leadership and department, because how many male costume department heads do you know?
True.
How many?
So they always get it fulfilled through costume design,
hair and makeup.
Wow.
So that's fulfilled. So that's why Oppenheimer was able to fulfill Best Picture.
Got you.
The Irishman. Hell, by
No
these
Country for Old Men, like, I get it now.
By these standards, Gone with the Wind would have qualified for Best Picture.
Yep.
Under these standards. That's how loose these standards are.
So even though they sound very tight, very intentional, and very thoughtful, those conjunctions, that and over here and that or over here, and you only need.
It's also it is trying to like set. It is also saying, hey, we do want to set a standard, and it's still open enough that I can have absolutely no change at all.
Yeah.
It's not hard for you. Actually are not changing the system really at all, because you can still have a movie like Oppenheimer and The Irishman, which is a cast of all white men, and still pass the inclusion. Inclusion. So
that's eye-opening.
Yeah. So we are still in this state where, the Oscars still has not changed that much, even though they have doubled they just put out this thing in Variety of how now the Oscars has gone from 25% international to 33% international membership. That it's women, its membership of women has increased. However, 82% of the Oscars of the Academy membership is still white.
Can you say that again for the people back? You said 82.
82%,
which
of
means
the Oscars occupation is still white.
So bias is still up in there, running rampant all through there, all types of bias.
So I was watching a couple of like YouTube videos talking about these new standards, and there was a group of these bunch of Wahiti dudes living in a mama's basement, trolling, talking about how this is going to ruin the entertainment. And one of their questions was, I already questioned the word underrepresented, because who's underrepresented in this day and age? Everyone's represented.
Oh,
and
wow.
Let's be clear what underrepresented means. If you all don't know, our brunchers, I'm sure you all know what we're talking about. But if You talk about women, the population of women, queer people, people of color, and disabled people. You're talking about, in combination, 75% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
That alone is 75% of the population. Yet 75% of the population is still represented with only 33
It's not
and 20
reflected. It
and
is not reflected
25%.
in the voters. It's not reflected in the films that we actually are voting for. It is all skewed before we even come to the table, which is buck. And therefore, to your point, the 18% is somehow supposed to mitigate and equal
Right.
out the 75% that represents the underrepresented.
Women are 50% of the population.
So why are they
Women,
in 50% of the movies?
and women are not 50% of the nominations.
No, not even, right?
What
And not even close. And I think anybody listen to this, I don't want them to think that we're saying it has to be 1-to-1, but we're saying it's never been, right? So it's not like we've had years where half of the nominations were, it was all women.
It's never been, and it's never even been close.
It's never been close to getting to 50%. We would scream at a quarter.
So fast forward to what, like, the Oscar, and if we think about what the Oscar typically does with Oscar wins, Oscars always awards late. Denzel got his Oscar for Training Day when he should have got it a long time ago for Malcolm X and a dozen of other movies.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese went through the same thing. He had gotten nominated dozens of times, and it took them years for them to actually give him an award. And so we keep missing the mark on this. And so the Oscar always makes it up, like tries to make it up later. And I think that's where we are right now. Because hands down, Ryan should have got Best Director. Ryan should have won Best Picture. The Sinner should have won Best Picture. Ryan should have won.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
I just think that we mentioned this before, like, because there are some Oscars that are career launching Oscars for the new people or the people who haven't been nominated but maybe once or twice. I still think that exists. To your point, I feel like that has been weaponized. We've had somebody who is an accomplished filmmaker or artist, whatever, what have you. They've been nominated all these times, and we need to give them one. Like, I immediately think of, because they're not going to get another opportunity like that again, because that role was either so rare and we just took so long. But I feel like people of color, marginalized people, queer people, women, Black people in particular, are, even if they get to this stage, they come up against this we got to make it right legacy bullshit. We ain't made it right in all these years bullshit. Because you're right. Because Ryan should have won. And we know why Ryan didn't. Even though it was his first one, right?
Well,
Homeboy.
It's two things. I feel like, for me, here's my theory. Well, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I'm just saying, Homeboy has been nominated 14 times. It don't matter how I felt about his films. It don't, right? They're not going to keep doing that. And the fact that I heard that sprinkled throughout the whole Oscars, I was like, you're telling me that this man ain't going to get it, right? You're not going to give it to Ryan because you're going to give it to homie who's now, double-digit Susan Lucci of this shit. Like, okay, so we're going to do this to him? They're not going to do this to him. Of course they're going to give it to him. All he had to do, in my opinion, and I've said this before, is be halfway decent. And here's a rub. I liked One Battle After Another.
I enjoyed the movie.
I thought it was an excellent movie. If he had made a half mediocre film, I honestly think they would have gave it to him, because it's the same shit I feel that I love me some Jamie Lee Curtis. Love me some Jamie Lee Curtis. Do I think that her role as the bitch, the clerk with the long fingers, was better?
Hot dog fingers from Everything Everywhere
right.
All at Once?
It was better
Excellent
than Queen
film,
Ramonda. Like, are
No.
you kidding me?
Right.
But they knew they had to give it to her because she hadn't been nominated, but she had this was probably one of the few roles left in her career. If I'm being all the way real, I want her to keep acting until she don't want to act no more. But they knew this was going to be rare for her.
Oscar pulls this. Oscar did it with Angela. They did it with Ryan. It was a perfect storm of, this is a person that should have gotten an Oscar a long time ago. Paul Thomas Anderson has directed some of my favorite movies, like from Boogie Nights to Licorice Pizza.
Yes. Magnolia Punch Drunk Love. I was a fan.
Like he should have gotten this Oscar a long time ago. And they also created a movie, a vehicle that made white voters feel good about voting for.
Absolutely.
One battle after another had enough like blackness in it that made white liberal voters in the Oscars felt like they were still doing something.
Yes.
Because Paul Thomas Anderson, enjoy you as a director, enjoyed this movie. However, you used black women as props to tell this story. Because this story is about two white men fighting over the bodies of black women. Period. And stop. And I've heard people say the comments of like, well, the black woman saves herself in the end. I say, but it's still, it's not her story.
Yeah, it's not her story. And and here's the thing, right? That's all fucked up. And it's very real. It connects to a lot of what is happening. This is like, I could see this easily being a lived experience for people in reality. And we're talking a lot about this. It had a lot to do with international law. Had a lot to do with immigration. It had a lot to do with not policing, but what do you call it? Trafficking, like all of that, like all of these issues. It was great. But because I'm with you, had it been like a Aubrey Plaza, or had it been like a Anne Hathaway instead of Tiana Taylor, they would have been more uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that Paul hired Tiana Taylor specifically so he could use the black card. I think it worked for him. I think he auditioned her, and I think he saw her in this role because it's not like she was bad. She didn't feel like filler. She felt really, really strong. I mean, you know what I mean? So I think they legitimately wanted her, and it worked. Like, two things can exist.
I think the prop started happening when he just chose this story, because this is not an original story. So
yes,
he chose a story about black women that wasn't really about black women, because this is a vehicle.
Up stories. Let's be real.
He chose a story that he could direct, because
his movies are all like that though.
If this was a story about an actual black woman, then people would be questioning, why are you directing this story about a black woman, Paul Thomas Anderson?
I mean, he might be trying to pull a Steven Spielberg, and that's different, right?
But they did this. But they did the same thing with who'd you just name? Hot Dog Fingers. What's the name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis got that Oscar over Angela because she was in a movie that was,
centered on Asian people, and it makes it so good. Yep.
It made white voters comfortable with fighting for her and like dogging the shit out of Angela.
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, when you put those four requirements, right, for Best Picture, and then you add in the politicalness of it, it's like you really get to see everybody out here ain't just making a movie for the sake of making a movie, right? I'm just trying to tell a story. It's like I'm trying to tell a particular story, because if I tell it in a certain kind of way, right, and if I want me to get an Oscar, if I want to go after that, there's some things that I need to do, right? And they understand. This is where I called it bias towards the voting community. I don't care if it's thousands of people. If I know that the majority of these people hold that bias, or they won't be checking it when they're watching it, they think they're just watching a great film. But when it comes to voting, it's like, well, if it was am I going to vote for the all black movie, or am I going to vote for the all white movie? Well, I ain't got to
And
do that anymore. Am I
and
going to vote
that's
for the one with the marginalized people? Or, but I don't have to do that anymore because they are so well mixed, which is interesting now that we're having this conversation. I can totally see how something like Hamnet wasn't going to win. Right? Because it's telling a very particular story, but optically, it's a whole bunch of poor ass white people. I ain't trying to be, and I don't even know if they consider socioeconomics like that.
But at the same time, it's Chloe Zhao that is the
Oh,
director
damn,
of
that's
this
right.
movie.
Oh,
Chloe Zhao directed this movie.
Yeah, that's right. That's why it was so good.
It was that movie. When I said that movie broke my heart,
it did.
I watched Hamnet and broke me. Like
I was like, what?
Jessie deserved that Best Actress award for her performance in Hamnet. She was beautiful.
Yeah.
I also thought about all of these wonderful Black women that were in all of these movies that were in Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were eligible for Best Actress leading role because there are no leading roles for Black women. There were no leading roles for Black women in this.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Like, we don't have enough leading roles for Black women. It's why Halle has talked about there has not been a Black woman win Best Actress in the leading role.
She's still the only
since her.
one. It's so lonely.
The only one.
She's like, and it's 20 years. Like and she talked about how lonely this is. If I thought I was opening the door for other people to walk in and ain't another heifer walk in.
She has said in an interview she felt like her win closed the door for other Black actresses.
Yeah, because like we gave somebody one. We good for another 50 years. And that was probably the most discouraging moment for me watching the Oscars, because I thoroughly enjoyed the program for the most part. But when you see Blackness all through there, it was very clear in the places where it wasn't. And right. when you see the nominees for Best Actress, I'm like, we're looking at Black excellence this whole program, except for where it counts. Always except for. So not only are we can't even complain about not having a Black woman actress win, because we can't even get them nominated because we ain't giving them the roles, because we're not designing the film. It's like, unless it's going to be exploitive, even when it is exploitive, it still can't be Best Actress.
Listen, I love Ryan as a director. I still celebrate him. But even in this movie, there is no Black lead actress role in Sinners.
No. It is very much male-led, right? Mm-hmm. Which I get. Is
all the women are in supporting roles.
As much as in supporting roles, even though they're well written, in my opinion, they're very much seen in this film. And let's be clear, it should come down to one film it shouldn't come down to Ryan Coogler. And that's not what we're saying. I know it's not what
I'm saying is,
even in
films, in his film, there is not a leading role. And so the field needs to be broader for Black women.
Absolutely.
And so let's talk about some low moments and high moments.
You want to start with low or high?
Let's do some high. Okay. Do all the low, and then
you don't want to talk about this one because we got to talk about. You know what I'm going to bring up first?
What,
honey? That musical. When you mentioned art versus just excellence, like an excellent movie versus a work of art, that I lied to you. Just this song, this performance from Sinners, just when I thought the only way I'm going to be able to see this and enjoy this is if I watch the Sinners movie, because that scene will forever live rent-free in my mind. I'm not even going to hold you. So the way they brought it to life on stage with all the intentionality, I'm literally watching art. I'm literally watching it come off the screen from live. It was so beautiful.
This thing that Ryan has created is a universe of possibility. We talked about this when we did the Sinners episode, that it has so many possibilities. And I watched the interview tour when they were promoting the movie. Jack O'Connor, who plays Remy in Sinners, they were talking to them of like, what would you like to see? And then people are talking about this universe. What would you like to see in the future of like Sinners? And he was like, I want to take our show on the road. I want to do a concert tour or a Broadway show of Sinners. And I was like, I could absolutely see that. And people were arguing with like, oh no, Sinners wouldn't work as a stage play. Well, we just watched it.
That scene alone is worth the price of my money.
I was like, yo, it works as a Broadway show. We just saw it on stage. My poor husband was like, who are the random white people that walking by? Were they not supposed to be in their seats? I was like, honey, those were the vampires.
Those were the vampires. And he wore those prosthetic fangs the whole time. Like
he wore them all night.
The commitment.
He says, you're going to know what movie I was in.
How about that? I was in the movie. Whether we went or not, I was in that film.
He was like, I'm going to let you know I was in the movie, honey.
I was in the movie of the century, boo.
Yeah, that moment when Misty Copeland comes out into center does that ballet piece and like all the different dancers and the artists.
Can we say she did that shit right in front of Timothée Chalamet? If he don't remember nothing else from these Oscars,
and people showed the clips of him standing up and giving a standing
you ain't got no choice.
Ovation. You better. You better.
Right. The ballet came out. Oh, you want to talk shit on ballet? Watch this.
Timothée Chalamet.
I knew this performance was gonna be up. The second it started, I'm looking at Raphael Sadiq. Like, stop. I was like, oh, you about to really mess with me? You got Miles in there.
Yeah, I love that Raphael Sadiq was in there. He's there because
he showed up.
He co-wrote
yes,
I Lied to You.
But I love, like, I see him in this before. I'm like, come on, let's go. It's D Nice representing for hip hop was in there. Like
Brittany Howard.
Like, yo, like,
playing guitar. Like,
you know, it takes me back to the thing that
Buddy Guy was on stage.
Dude, like, I don't know what you call this or what this era we're in, but remember when Bad Bunny did this at the Super Bowl and he had Cardi and he had like AOC, like he had just a bunch of people just chilling. Pedro Pascal just chilling, like making cameos. Like the same thing happened here. Like there's something really beautiful about, like, you see him for 4 seconds, you're like, oh that's, but they're here to create this amazing piece of art. Like it really felt like a piece of art.
Beyonce has really taught us how to make art into the live performance.
You think it's B that time? We give credit to B.
We give it B. Well, I mean, B credits like Michael Jackson and other performers, but B, you really have, like, in the 20th century, in the 21st century, have really brought us into the new age of
these cameramen be dancing,
making the live performance into art. But I thought that was one of my favorite moments. I really enjoyed that moment. Did you see their tiny desk?
Yes.
It was
like
Miles,
when you said Broadway,
Miles Canton and Buddy Guy did their tiny desk of the music from Sinners, and it was so good.
It was so good. His voice is just incredible, and I'm so proud of that young man.
And we're not talking about Miles enough, and I hope he gets more. Well, he works with Ryan, so he getting another movie.
He's gonna be in Black Panther 3. Let's stop playing these games like this. We'll see y'all soon, okay?
I'm not gonna talk about the favorite moment. I'm gonna talk about Michael B at the end. That's gonna be my closing.
We're gonna hold Michael B.
We're gonna hold that because that's a conversation. That's a full conversation.
That's a moment.
That's a moment that we need to talk about. I really enjoyed what Conan did with his hosting. Conan did a good job.
Honestly, I didn't think he.
I had people that were like, I didn't think he was funny. I think he did a great job.
I thought he was on it.
He wasn't just giving you lines. Like, I really believe Conan watched all these films, and Conan was like, and you could tell Conan was a big fan of Sinners.
Yes, like, I was here for all of this,
and like the audience was a big fan of Sinners. Like, of all of from Ryan's win to from like every center moment.
Ryan Autumns, which you're gonna talk about in a second.
Yeah. So
Michael, yeah.
every center's moment that happened in that theater, there was a standing ovation. And that didn't happen for everyone.
No.
There was a standing ovation for all of the center
and
moments.
You can see it felt different. Like they were like, no, this was a great performance, or yes, because it was just that, it was that brilliant. Brilliant. So I like that one. I like Conan's performance. I liked Autumn. Autumn Gerald.
Autumn Darrell Akapar.
Akapar. There it is. Being the first woman, like he's been working with her, like for her, which is it's kind of almost fucked up too. Like there's been 96 of these award shows, and she's the first woman.
In 2026, she's the first woman to get best cinematographer.
Like
best cinematographer.
That is like, thank you so much for breaking through that incredible concrete.
Autumn, congratulations.
And
congratulations
to you. Flawless.
You deserve
fabulous.
Okay.
And with the trench coat.
And her acceptance speech and her telling all the women in the room to stand up. And recognizing all the women there was amazing. I thought that was a really beautiful moment. Before I get into there is one moment I really wanted to talk about that I really enjoyed was because I really enjoyed these. I thought these were really good this year because I've seen every Oscar nominated film, all of them, of the documentaries, everything. I've seen all of it. So the short films, so I have a hard time with like Oscar short films because short films feel like student films sometimes.
Feels like
and I was like, I don't want to watch these student films. But these short films this year that were in the nominated pool were so good. When it said it was going to be a tie, my husband was sitting next to me and I was like, oh, it's going to be the singers and two people exchanging saliva. And he was like, you called it? I was like, yeah, it's got to be those two. Yo, I watched both these films and they were incredible. Two people exchanging saliva?
What is that one about?
Honey, this was a French film. It's set in this alternate universe where people pay for things with slaps. You get slapped. Like violence is considered
monetized or currency or something?
Violence is receiving violence is considered currency.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I need to go. This is interesting.
Subjecting yourself to abuse is considered currency, and like kissing can get you executed. So like people like, and there is a flirtation that happens between these two women. It's almost a metaphor for actually being queer. It's this really beautiful, well-stitched, like it's only 30 minutes, but the whole 30 minutes, I was like, I was on the edge of my seat. It was really tense. It's a great film. But that was my favorite. When they called that tie, I was like, oh, that's so beautiful that is a tie. And it's the seventh time that has ever happened in the Oscars.
7. Okay. That was good witnessing a tie like that. 7, that's crazy. That's
followed by Sean Penn not showing up for his Oscar.
Baby.
So save time. Yeah, listen.
Another person they gave it to, like we know that was Delroy's, but okay, I'm gonna let it rock. The other thing I do want to say, before we get to the low stuff, I did like really quickly. I like that K-pop Demon Hunters one. I like this. I like this because
it was cute.
I like K-pop Demon Hunters. This is one of my favorite films. Like
I love this song. I understand why they won.
But I understand, like, I loved her speeches. And that's the other thing that I liked. I liked most of their acceptance speeches, even when it came to our girl, Amy, not Hannigan, Miss Hannigan.
Amy Madigan.
Thank you, Madigan. I appreciate a lot of the times people get up there and the speeches in general were really, really authentic. Some of them were political. Some of them are like free Palestine. Some of them are like inclusion is necessary. Some of them are like, I'm going to purposely thank I'm queer and I'm going to thank my husband. Like, I appreciate them taking that and saying that for all of the things. And I always find it funny when somebody gets like, when the microphone goes off on people or they start playing when people start talking. Like, that's some shit. But I did like the speeches. I thought they were fun, and I thought it was really interesting that a K-pop song won. I mean, it's no different than for me when 3 6 Mafia won their Oscar. All music. Like I was just like, oh, because I think people don't want to take it seriously. And even though I still don't take
And you know what? I forgot that Lionel Richie had an Oscar.
yes,
I forgot. And I was like, oh, you sure do have an Oscar for White Nights.
He just be sitting. He's sitting on the Oscar. Okay,
But,
so where did we go wrong? Well, so where did we go? Where did we go wrong, honey?
Girl.
Oh, we're gonna say Michael B. Jordan to the end, but where did we go wrong?
Girl, let's just start off with this best foreign film.
Bitch.
You can audibly hear the disappointment when Sentimental Value wins. The
Okay.
audience goes, and the winner is Sentimental Value. People go, what?
Like,
You can hear it in the audience because, listen, Secret Agent, hands down, should have got that award.
okay, I didn't watch that one, but I did watch Sentimental Value, and I want my time back.
I know Scandinavian people that were like, really?
Really?
There's Scandinavian people that watched this movie that were like, the daughter in this movie, she gave an incredible performance. Like it, like that tense, those tense father-daughter moments, even in a different language, I could feel them. And I was like, great. But Secret Agent was a work of art and it's a thrilling movie. Like,
okay,
Secret Agent it's set in Brazil in the 70s. So, and
Wild Wild West.
There's so many Brazilians of different shades and colors that you see, like, this is what Brazil looks like. It's not what Americans think of Brazil.
Gotcha. And we need that because, we ain't the best.
But Secret Agent was, Wagner Moura was excellent in this movie. That
you have to check this out.
It was a Secret Agent. So it is, and I don't like subtitles.
You really don't. And you were good.
And I was hooked. I was hook, line, and sinker in this movie. There's a lot.
The only other thing that I didn't like, which we mentioned, the fact that there were no Black women in the Best Actress category. I really liked Weapons. I like that kind of film making. I like that kind of horror thriller-ish take. I like it. And I'm just not gonna be okay. Wumi or Tiana should have won.
I really thought this was gonna be Tiana's award. However, we're in that
Golden Globe win. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be Tiana's, but then I remember Oscars awards late, and like Amy Madigan should have gotten an Oscar a long time ago.
Right. So they're gonna we can't Viola Davis this. Like I know
and that's what we're doing. We're in this time of awards that should be for these artists that are currently here today, for these Black artists. We're giving it retroactively to white artists that should have won them a long time ago.
And I'm gonna to that point, what drove me crazy is I get that
Thomas Anderson
has made about 14 films, or he's been nominated 14 times. I get it. And like
he could wait till 15.
He can, because when I'm thinking about like Ryan as the director, the way when you look at his body of work, yes, it isn't 14 films and it's not 14 nominations, but I don't like every.
But if we look at
not that good,
if we're talking about
look at the body of the consistent work he's put in of all of Ryan's films versus Paul's, it's like not better than Sinners. Like I can't look at this. It's an excellent film. I will give it that. But to your point earlier, two things can exist, but it doesn't always exist. To be an excellent film and a work of art, it's like we're going to still be talking about Sinners long after people are watching one battle after another. They're going to be talking about this in cinematography schools. They're talking about it right now. And I'm like, how? So it's such a missed opportunity. And for me, it felt like, first of all, original screenplay. That's
the third thing I wanted to add. It is a work of art. It is entertaining. and it is an original story.
It's an original story. Now, him and Jordan Peele are in a class on their own because they're the only two Black people, right, that's ever won this award. And I felt like if Paul had already, he had 6, he won 6 that night. So he had to have Best Director. Like, are you serious? No one was standing up for anything one battle after another. They liked it, but the whole show, if you take out the Sinners performance, the musical performance of that, you don't have any other musical performances for the Oscars. You are literally building your whole fucking telecast off this one film that people had to promote in their living rooms, in their homes, because they weren't backing up the press tour around Sinners. So my thing is, how is it that you're building your whole fucking program around this? Feel me, right? Like, one of the biggest musical highlights is from this film. But he ain't Best Director. The cinematography was second to none. The original screenplay, second to none. But he didn't direct that? You are fucking lying to me, like you're playing in my face. And that is the biggest disappointment that I have.
They've been playing in our face.
They've been playing in our face. You're right.
Let's not forget Barry Jenkins' Moonlight got Best Film, but Barry was not awarded Best Director.
That's right.
There still has never been a Black Best Director. 12 Years a Slave, I believe, got Best Picture, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Best Picture, but Steve McQueen did not get Best Director.
He sure didn't.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave got Best Film, but he did not. There still has not been a Black filmmaker that has won Best Director.
Which makes me nervous, to the point we were talking about with Halle Berry's situation, right? Because now that we're sitting here and we don't know, right? It's been so long, and you can't tell me that there haven't been Black directors who are worthy. You just named 2 right off the top, off the dome. And I'm like, does this become a door that opens and then shuts because now you done gave it to one? It's like, and I say all this to say, I don't think Ryan has anything else to prove. I just want him to continue to make good films, because the pinnacle is not getting the Oscar, right? It's not, even though I believe he deserves it. Even though I think this One Battle After Another is an excellent film, it is not a work of art. And I think it is very tough to make them into work of art. I think Hamlet's more of a work of art.
Absolutely.
Than One Battle After Another.
I would have preferred Hamlet get Best Film over One Battle After Another.
Because what I felt afterwards, it sat with me. And brunchers, I know there's a bunch of us brunchers who, like, for the longest time, I was only like, I'm only watching the Black films. I'm only watching the Black films. I'm only watching Black films. And ever since I met this guy here, Roger Turner, he has pushed me to, why are these films nominated, right? There's still great storytelling in here. And so when I started to divorce myself from like, it has to be one way, I'm starting to see like how these films end up in the same category. I get it.
Yeah, but
now I can speak to like, yeah, I saw it. It's amazing. And it's still not the top movie or the one that should have won.
And I want to be the type of viewer that can also appreciate the magnitude of what Ryan has created, because Ryan didn't become the director that he became by only watching Black film. He loves Black film, but he didn't get here by only watching Black film.
Right.
He is a student of film, of the craft, of the art. So he watches everyone, and which probably makes him a better filmmaker, because he not only loves Black film, but he also went to film school and appreciates what film, it's what makes Spike Lee a great filmmaker. It's that he also went to film school and also loves Black film, loves Black cinema.
And so, to me, go ahead, finish. Sorry.
Go ahead.
And I think this is, to your point, I think this is going to really be helpful. Like, it just cements him as a threat. I like to think that he has a bigger purpose, right? Like, okay, I won this. He's coming back. Right, he's coming back for another one because he's already proved himself as an accomplished writer, which I think is very, very difficult, particularly for people of color, to prove themselves as capable and accomplished writers. Even though no one can tell our stories better than us, but they be trying.
I believe what makes Ryan great is that Ryan winning an Oscar is more important to us than it is to Ryan.
Like it's a step for him, and we're like,
Ryan is
listen.
very happy that you all invited him to the party. He's gonna keep being him. Like Ryan is a director's director. Like the directing community loves Ryan's work.
A lot of love.
This guy was creatively true to himself, and he made a film that everybody wants to go see.
A few times.
Times. Listen, he thanked the audience. He's like, y'all that went to go see this movie, not once, but twice, 3 times, that kept moving. Yeah. I was like, you welcome, Ryan. You want to talk about some of your favorite moments?
No, I mean, I already have my favorite. We've talked about my favorite moments. We talked about some of my lows. I'm just waiting for us to just.
I'm trying to make sure I didn't address some bull, because there was some bull that happened at this. Before I get to my favorite moment,
what bull?
I want to talk about this brand new award that they trucked out here.
Oh, motherfucker, yes. We cannot forget about this bullshit.
They rolled out, they tapped dance, they brought everybody on stage for this new category that introduced. It's the Oscar is awarding for the first time Best Casting Director.
What?
So Best Casting.
Best Casting.
And there's 5 nominees in this Best Casting. And when I counted 4 white women in these 5 nominees, I said, so are most of Hollywood's casting directors white women? Because
ding, 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 ding.
That's something, like, I don't know if I probably already knew that, but everybody that was like in film were like, yeah, most of them are white women.
Ain't that some shit?
And then we're celebrating them for all this wonderful casting. But can we talk about how we need more, women of color in these roles?
Can we get a people of color? Anybody? Can I get color? Can I get some color? Can I get some season?
Because if we get more women of color, or just of color in general, in these castings, let's see what these movies would look like now.
When you said earlier in the conversation how it's already set up to fail, before we even get to voting who we want for this, it's already set up. I'm looking at the 4. Remember the 4 agreements or the 2 of the 4 you gotta have in order to have it be a best picture. And we're talking about how cinematography is mostly a man's realm. If most of the casting is white women, and most of the voting audience is 75% white people, but like it's all of the things. Like, I'm glad you brought this one up, because it's like, now you keep showing us how y'all keep moving the goalpost, or all of the hoops that Black and brown filmmakers and actors and actresses have to jump just to get the goddamn nomination.
I saw these 4 nominations, and the one person and the one man that is not a white woman is the casting director for a foreign film. He was the casting director for Secret Agent.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yep.
They just keep playing in our faces. Okay.
And I was like, oh, so this is a clear sign that part of the reason why Black women are not getting these roles is because, we see who is running the casting directing in Hollywood. All right. So that part. So I think that was my only moments that really like raked my nerves.
No, you're right. I'm glad that you brought those up. Like, it raked mine too. Like,
I watched that and I was like, oh, so
they shouldn't do that category anymore. It's trash.
I mean, yes, do the category.
And her speech was shit. I'm out of all the speeches, because I loved all the speeches, I didn't like that one. It just felt really crass and vulgar and just I didn't like her. I didn't like it at all.
Well, good for you. You listened to the speech. I was on mute.
You put it on mute? You're like, I'm good. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Because I looked at the category and I was like, oh, so
I want to see, like, what are y'all gonna really do with this? Because y'all was touting this whole thing, this is new deal, new category. All right, let me see what you got.
I watched this and I was like, oh, this is why Oppenheimer and the rest of them is qualifying for this inclusion. Because most of the casting directors in Hollywood are white women.
Mm,
Okay. All right. Well,
mm.
I get it now. I know why
But
y'all
before we
making it.
wrap up, we should go to the one moment where there was a little bit of seasoning.
Okay. Well, there's two moments. There was a little bit of
What was
there's a
it?
couple of moments. Well, Ryan
Okay,
wins
yes, Ryan, of course.
for best original
Ryan
screenplay,
Autumn. How
which
did my girl not win for best costume design? That's some bullshit. Excuse me,
I
Ruthie.
I
No.
I understood
Oh,
what I because well, first Ruth got 3,000 of them things at
she
home.
really do.
Ruth ain't starved
I got about
for
7 of these. I
Oscars,
got 7
honey.
of these on the shelf at
She
home.
not starved for Oscars. She got
No,
plenty
she
of
really
them. So
But
she
still, give it
and
to her.
but I watched Frankenstein, and Frankenstein costume wise was a much heavier lift.
Okay, whatever. It was cute.
So and Ruth, this is probably the easiest movie she had the costume because
That's kind of true.
it's one night.
That's true. Okay.
She literally clothed them for 24
And
hours.
she got nominated for one night. I hear you. I
Okay.
hear you. But still, I wanted her to get
Um,
it. I did see. It was nice to see Ludwig,
I under
Ryan's long-term
yeah.
friend, get his
Oh,
Oscar.
I
for
knew.
this.
So listen, I knew Ludwig was gonna win because Ludwig ain't starred for Oscars.
He ain't starved for Oscars. He like, I'm good. Ryan, we good. Like they work really, really, really well together.
Ludwig said, "Thank you, Ryan," because every
Ryan.
time we do a movie,
Up here. Every time we do him up here.
I
see you at
win an
that party.
Oscar because of you every year, because you give me the stories that I can do. So I love that Ludwig won. I love that Autumn won.
Yeah.
Ryan's win, and then it was so beautiful.
I didn't hate Amy Madigan's. I didn't hate her speech.
Amy Madigan was beautiful too.
It was a beautiful speech. I got to give her that credit. And the in memoriam was lovely.
Listen, Barbara dusting off them pipes at 83 years
Come
old.
on, I'm gonna give you a little bit on the way we work. Come on, talk about Bobby. Talk about Mr. Redford. It was cute. It was really
First of all, I'm way out of it because I watched that Oscars and I said, Robert Redford's dead. I know Robert Redford was dead. I knew everybody else died. I knew. I remember Diane Keaton passing away. Listen, I knew.
Oh, and Catherine O'Hara. It was just
Catherine O'Hara. I Rob Reiner. I knew about all of them, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I knew the moment they were gone.
Rob Reiner was really, really special. It was great to see Billy Crystal.
Yeah, those were beautiful moments.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna get to our favorite moment. You want to talk about it?
What I loved is that since he won, you've been seeing, I know you saw the pictures online of like Michael and Ryan together through the years. And it just reminded me of like, damn, we've been growing up with them. And so Michael B, even though he's a grown man, it just felt like everybody's little brother won, you know? And I remember distinctly when he won, I think it was the Actors Award. And I think he dedicated that one to Chadwick, and just how much I know Chadwick would have been right there with them. And so he wins, he's with his mom, like, and his whole family's there. I just thought he handled the speech with a lot of grace, a lot of power. I just think it was undeniable, a lot of humility. When we first saw him, he was in was it The Wire?
Yeah.
As a kid, like it just like I remember seeing you and like, damn, like he wasn't even a big cast member. He got killed. But I don't know. I just really, it was powerful to see. I was happy to see it. I love how he mentioned the other Black actors who won.
Have you seen HBO Max's tribute to Ryan?
No.
I mean, not to Ryan, to Michael B. Jordan.
No.
Because HBO, The Wire, Sinners is a Warner Brothers film. Like it's all in the same family. So they did a tribute of 25 years of excellence, and they show like shot to shot, like picture comparisons of Michael B. Jordan in The Wire and Michael B. Jordan in Sinners. And then ends the montage with him accepting the Oscar.
Oh, I need to see
And I was like,
this.
oh, that's beautiful.
That sounds so beautiful. Oh my God.
It's
What did
really
you think of
beautiful.
this moment?
So it was really beautiful for me because I am one that, like, when I watch the show, I also watch like the faces and the reactions and the what people are
Mm.
doing. And I constantly watched all the cutaways to Michael throughout the entire show. If you see up to his win the entire time, he's braced.
Yes.
His face is like he's got
holding it.
he has a neutral like look. He's not he's not like he's not frowning, but he's not a
He's not
full
right.
smile.
He is
It's
holding it
what I
together.
listen. I don't know what was going on in Michael B. Jordan's head. I don't know that man, but
Mhm.
I do recognize when that moment as a person of color, that bracing yourself when you're in a room when you feel like you're about to experience some bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, he literally is fresh off the bat, does being on stage and having the N word
Yelled at his face.
hurled at him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's fresh off of that. He's here. You know, it's possible he could win, but he's also watching the night and like
And seeing how it's going.
and see how it's going. Delroy has not won.
Nope.
Wumi has not won.
Nope.
You know, Ruth has not won.
It's like, okay.
Ludwig wins, but
He's like,
he's not. He's watching the night and he's just bracing himself for like the bull.
good. Yeah, good point.
You know,
Yeah.
and like you can see him like bracing himself because you know there was a lot of push for Timothy Chalamet to win for Marty Supreme.
Yep. There was. There was. And that can actually happen. And you're right. The second his name is called, you see his shoulders relax.
And
Like,
it's like
easy.
you see the shock wash over his face
Yeah.
first, and then he relax, and then you can feel him like I can feel the emotion, like he gets emotional, like he's trying to fight tears, and like
yeah, because you got to give this speech now. Like, yeah,
and he gets up and he delivers this beautiful speech, and the recognition, and I like the recognition of all the Black people that he knew that come before him, and he names all the men that have won
all the Black men
all the Black men, and he also includes Halle.
Yes.
So he includes Halle, but remember, it's a short list. You think about the people that have won. It is Sidney Poitier.
Yep.
He's the 7th. It's Sidney Poitier. There's Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx,
Will Smith,
Forrest Whitaker,
and that's it. No.
It.
And then Halle, and then he's the 7th.
Yeah. And so he names all of these people that have won the best lead, and he recognizes them as both his ancestors and his homie, his people. And like I love that recognition. First thing he says, glory to God, glory be to God. He recognizes like the God is good. He says that right away.
Yes.
And you slightly hear a couple of people in the audience go, all the time.
All the time. I think it. I said it when I was watching Tulsa. All the time, brother. All the time. You hear him in the. That's probably Tiana Taylor.
It probably was Tiana.
Like, all the time. She's a Harlem girl. She's such a Harlem girl. I love her.
And then like him relax and just like being, you know, grateful, but also recognizing like the moment, and like is grateful that he doesn't have to like grin and bear it tonight, and grateful that he's been recognized, and also understanding that, you know, this moment should not be rare.
Yes.
You know, the two of those things are happening at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful win. He looked amazing. He still looks like.
I also love that it got us even further away from, as much as we, you know, he mentioned Will, and I was like, and I appreciate that, because yes, he did win with all that other shit that was surrounding his win. And so now we fast forward some years, and it's just a beautiful moment. It's like that keeps it's gonna be infamous for the rest of our lives. It's gonna live with Will for his, but it doesn't own the Black experience at the Oscars. It doesn't,
Mhm.
right? It's not connected because I remember that we couldn't even really celebrate the fact that Will Smith, another Black actor just won because of all the shit. And here we can. Here we can just be like,
Here we
have a
can.
good moment.
So it also brings home the moment of like that. So Will shares that moment of Denzel being the finally getting the Oscar. Denzel becomes the second Black man to win the Oscar, and that same night, Halle wins. That same night,
Mm-hmm.
Will is also nominated that same night
That's
up
right.
against Denzel
Is it
for
Pursuit?
Ali.
It was
For
Ali.
Ali.
It was Ali.
For
That's right.
Ali, which I mean, he should have gotten the Oscar
I
for
absolutely,
Ali.
yeah.
Training Day is not Denzel's best
But that
performance.
was the gimme. Because we know he should have got it for X. We know he should have got it for X.
You know he should have got it for X. And Denzel says in his acceptance speech, because they give Sidney Poitier the award,
honorary,
the achievement, the Lifetime Achievement Award the same night.
They do. And he puts
And
it in
so
his speech.
In his speech, he holds up his Oscar and points to Sidney Poitier, and he says, "I've been chasing you for decades, and they finally give it to me the same night they give you another one."
Again, he's just like, I can't. I love that. I remember that. Right. And we had that moment. All of us Black people were like, yeah, like we
Denzel says it. Denzel's thank you, but at the same time, they waited to give it to me the same night they give it to you. Yeah, he recognized that, which he like. There's a moment where like Halle, Denzel, and Will are all on the stage at the same time. Like that, it's this moment that's capsulized that also carries over into this moment when for me, when Michael did that acceptance speech and named all of them, it pulled that moment together for me at the same time. It reconjures that moment.
Yes, it did. Because he did it in his own way. It still felt fresh. And he said their names. And we know how important that is. Mm-hmm. So even in this big historical moment for him, he still remembers like it's a great moment in Black excellence. We will always remember our ancestors. We will always remember those who came before us, who achieved before us as we go on to achieve. He thanked his mom, who looked beautiful. It was a great night. And that was literally my favorite moment. And to your point, how everyone responded. It didn't feel like just a Black moment. I feel like a lot of people were rooting for him.
Because people saw the work and the artistry and the detail that went into this performance. Like Michael said it in his speech that like for this movie, he upped his game. He's been trying to up his game.
And boy, did he ever.
Like he has really improved as an actor. I remember when Black Panther came out, there was this criticism of Michael B. Jordan's performance because he was up against a bunch of different actors that actually had gone to acting school.
Yeah.
Where Michael was a child actor and came up becoming an actor by working as an actor. Mm-hmm. And there was a comparison of people seeing like, oh, I enjoyed Michael B. Jordan, but it's clear that he is not a trained actor.
To me, that was still nuanced. I think people have bigger. I'll go into that later. I mean, we don't have to talk about that now. But I feel like people had a problem.
But instead of Michael being insulted by that, I think Michael took the note.
It totally fueled.
He took the note. He said, "Okay,
I got you.
Let's go to school.
Said,
Let's get some training."
Not only did he say, not only am I give you a performance, I'm gonna give you two.
Okay. For our brunchers that like you want to see good work and you don't want to waste time on white caucasity, I got your list for you. Okay.
What you got?
If you haven't already seen Sinners, see Sinners. Like, what
Yep.
was y'all waiting on? It's been
Yep.
out like 3 times since
Mhm.
it premiered in the movie theaters. It's on HBO Max. Get your life together. Go see it.
Good.
You want a good cry? Get your heart broken. You good old watch that Hamnet because that Hamnet,
Ooh, it's called that tearjerker, but it's so good. It's
Hamnet,
so good.
Hamnet snatched
It
my
fucked me
feelings.
up, I ain't gonna lie.
my Hamnet. I watched Hamnet and it walked over and snatched my feelings right up out my chest and
Took your
dragged them across the
edges
floor.
straight off. Took the edges straight off. You blew your whole wig back. Yeah,
One battle after another is
I think it's an excellent film.
it's an excellent movie. If you, I'm a with the trigger warning, Black women, you're gonna be triggered.
Yeah, I was triggered.
You're gonna be triggered.
And-
There is a lot of objectification and of Black women, and Black women are, one-dimensional and propped in this movie.
Yeah.
Although the actors in this movie give a lot of dimension to these one-dimensionally written characters.
Just go see and go watch and let us know what you think. But
Okay.
you've been
So
warned.
one battle to another. Now the rest of it, Secret Agent. If you
I
can,
was about to say, go see Secret Agent.
Secret Agent.
I would say Frankenstein. I think Frankenstein is worth a watch.
It's Netflix. Yeah, you ain't got to go to nobody's theater. So yeah,
Go watch Frankenstein. Don't do that. Frankenstein was
Frankenstein
I'm gonna
was
go
a.
check out Secret Agent though.
I
And
mean,
give me the that one short film, the kiss. What was it? I want to watch.
two people exchanging saliva.
Yes. The way you pitched that
can watch
one in this conversation, yeah, I want to watch that one.
All the rest of it, don't waste your time. That F1, don't waste your time.
Don't
That
waste
is,
your time on
don't waste
F1.
your time. That was Brad Pitt
Why?
spending a lot of money
Sentimental
just trying to
value,
get an
they
Oscar.
can keep it. I'm not gonna hold you. Sentimental value, keep that.
And
Okay.
I mean, I might be a little biased because you like Fast and Furious, and I can't watch nothing with niggas driving cars fast. I don't. What am I watching this for?
No, this is not no Fast and Furious. They are driving off the moon and shit and tanks and shit. This is going around in a circle. I ain't got no time.
Exactly.
For it. And honestly, I don't know about Marty Supreme. I watched it. It was better than I thought it was gonna be.
My issue with Safdie brother, like it's a compelling movie. It'll keep you on the edge of your seat. What I am uncomfortable with is the Safdie brothers. Only one of the Safdie brothers wrote this movie, but Safdie brothers enjoy showing movies of men doing horrible things in order to get to an end goal. It's very much the end justifies the means movie.
Yeah. That's a lot like one battle after another. It's like all the exactly.
So like Safdie, like Marty Supreme, Uncut Gems. This is very much a theme of what they like to do.
Man, that is so true. Yeah.
And I did not enjoy Marty Supreme for that very reason. I was like, I went through all of this, watch you do horrible things to everybody, and you finally win in the end. And like,
just like this is
I left the movie theater like, who is this for? Who is it? And I talked to another director, was like, another critic, and they were like, oh, but he doesn't really win, and it's not really a message. And I was like, yeah, but he still gets what he wants. It was like, but if you walk away with that, whoever walks away with that idea, and justifies the means, those guys are just assholes. I said, those guys become president of the United States.
Drop that mic. I'm just saying, we be rewarding convicted felons around here. Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, all that other mess, don't waste your time. Let that go. Sentimental value.
Nope.
I don't.
Nope.
You don't really need to watch it. Frankenstein. Yeah. You could watch it on Netflix.
It's not a bad night for them.
It was Netflix. I don't know why y'all keep coming for Netflix about destroying the theaters. I'm telling y'all, Netflix, if this Warner Brothers deal didn't work for Netflix, but y'all let Netflix invest some money into trying to break into the box office business.
Watch what happens, because they do Oscar-winning performances.
Because Netflix got the formula. They understand diversity in film is what brings people to the box office.
So you might want to get behind it.
And you over here, Paramount, got
being silly.
Y'all about to be super conservative and give me a bunch of white Christian movies.
Ain't nobody watching that.
Nobody's gonna see that.
Except for Kid Rock.
And listen, I don't care what you think, but
Carrie Underwood.
these MAGA people don't come to the theater, honey.
They don't.
They don't come to the theater. You can address their things, but they don't. Ask
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney. Ask Sydney Sweeney.
Wow.
These MAGA folks don't come to the movies.
Like that. They really not.
Ask Sydney Sweeney because she got 4 failed movies.
And ain't nobody checking for her.
Okay?
I can tell you who wasn't at Oscar night last night, the night before, okay?
Oh. All right. So, y'all keep playing with Netflix. They're about to think. What do you want to tell the people?
I want to tell the people, like, listen, keep going after your dreams, but don't ever attach them to man's accolades. And while you are out there chasing them dreams, just be good at it. Remember, you are already great. I think it was Viola Davis that told us we don't have to purchase the crown. We just have to wear it. It's already been purchased for us. We just have to wear it.
Hey.
Whatever we do, just wear your crown, baby, and go after your shit.
And I want you to know that you are enough just as you are. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.